episode of Mr. Badger Talks to a Scum. I'm here with a very close friend of mine today, Mr. Monty Gumballs. How are you, Monty?
I am perfectly well. I'm perfectly well. Yes.
What are you wearing on your head? That looks like a pair of ear defenders.
Well, funny you should mention that. I've actually got autism, which means I'm a bit sometimes sensitive to hearing. But no, these are headphones, even though they look like. Although someone commented said it looks like I'm trying to land an aeroplane. So
it looks more like you're on a fucking building site.
I bet they never let you on a fucking building site.
It's more creches that they're worried about with me. Building sites are all right, unless they're near a school. That's the other.
Yeah, exactly. You got to keep a fair distance. Yeah.
So you're here to talk about autism, then?
Yes, autism. So autism is a social communication problem. So it means that you struggle sort of talking and interacting and socialising with people. Maybe you've got it. I don't know.
I think I have got autism because people don't like socialising or interacting with me. So, yeah, they seem to be put. Oh, what, are you drinking?
Yeah, I needed a drink, knowing I'll be interviewed by you. So
I thought disabled people and that aren't allowed booze. I thought.
Only for one certain medication we're not allowed booze, but it's like I take antidepressants for anxiety. That's another issue, but
yes.
what it means is I can actually drink more and it won't affect me as much because the booze is a depressant, antidepressants are, and it just balances really. So I'm emotionless, but that's easy.
You sort of cancel each other out, is that how it works?
Pretty much.
Yeah. So when did you catch autism?
Well, as you are very aware that when you have these MMR jabs, it's about 3 years old you catch it. But no, seriously, you don't catch it from that. It was 11 years old.
COVID.
My mum. It was when I was 11 years old. It was basically. My mum realised that I was not making any friends and getting bullied and shit. And she was like, okay, something's up. But my school assessed me before even telling my mum. So, and he went, oh, he's not autistic. And then she got in an external psychiatrist who went, yeah, he's definitely autistic. So, yeah, that's the story. Probably not an interesting one, but there you go.
I think I must have autism because I too was bullied as a child. This is all adding up now. I'm not a horrible person. I'm autistic.
Oh yeah, just blame all your creepiness on autism. Yeah. I'm sure that will help.
How old are you now, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 31 years old.
So you've known that you're autistic for 20 years now.
Yes, 20 years.
Would you say that? Not just the diagnosis of, but the help towards the community is better nowadays.
Oh, I think certainly that community. When you're an adult, they don't give a shit if you're disabled, but when you're a kid, you get all the support. I had all the mental health support and everything. So, but when you're an adult, they don't give a shit. So actually, if you were to get diagnosed as an autistic badger. Then they wouldn't give a fuck. They wouldn't.
I got told that in some work environments they prefer proper and that to get a diagnosis because then it goes on the disability register. So you do get better treatment. So if you cock up at work, you can go, oh sorry, it's not my fault.
I mean, actually, I'm guessing you probably prefer to be on more than one register at the moment,
Yeah.
So, I guess so. But
we're back to equaling things out again. If I can get on lists that make me good, then
exactly, it'll balance it out. Yeah. But you know what? I genuinely work in a special needs school, so it's kind of like the blind leading the blind, really. I can't really. Fucking autistic man teaching autistic children. It's great, yeah.
So you're a teacher?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, what do you teach, or is it like general?
It's general. It's like I teach a lot of kids with special needs. Yeah.
Yeah, I used to help kids with special needs out.
Fuck off. Oh, did you? Okay. Hey, that's good. That's good to know. That's good to know.
I was very charitable. I used to give them a lot of things, help them out and that.
I am not going to want
No.
to know any more about that, to be honest, Mr. Badger. I think you need to keep that to yourself.
A lot of teachers, for some reason, tell me that I shouldn't be helping out the kids. And I don't think these kids need all the help that they can get,
I think you should leave it to the professionals.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
On that note, then, when you said that you're a teacher, was it harder or easier sort of to get into that game? Because I know that from a few of my autistic friends, so education is actually depending on the subject. It's actually easier for them because they're used to routine, studying, practice. It's more like working on the spot, working out of bounds that sort of they struggle with.
Do you know what? It's been fun. It's actually really helped me. So, yeah, they're great because I understand the kids and I totally get where they're coming from because they are, as you'd like to call them, themselves.
Yeah.
But yeah. But like at school, I got called like things like, actually, do you know, I can say what I want on here. Obviously, we've already used terms that probably shouldn't do, but I got called retard all the time,
Yes.
And do I love licking windows? And it's like, I'd have the perfect window cleaning company. Tongue and the dirt is gone. See, I've got it.
Yes.
Let's go into business. I think we should. Actually, no, I'm not going into business with you. No.
Yeah. Don't put your name anywhere near mine, or else, again, you might end up on the list that you don't want to be on. So it was quite an easy transition then from sort of like, maybe a difficult childhood into a working life, shall we say?
Yeah, absolutely. It really was. Yeah, it was quite a nice transition because I've always been in schools, when I was a kid. And legally, I've always been in schools. Okay. So never told you I'm a teacher. Jesus Christ.
Is it? I'm already looking on the IP address to see where you live. I'm going to be hiding in the boot of your car.
Do you know what? I'm in Benny Shakes' house, so actually, you can track him down all you want. I'm fucking off on Friday, so.
For the people listening, Benny Shakes is another comedian who also is disabled, isn't he? Is it Parkinson's that Benny has?
It's a lot like Parkinson's. It's cerebral palsy. That's the one he has.
It's just same shit.
Yeah, basically.
Wobbly.
Yeah. He's a bit wobbly. I think that's the perfect way to describe Benny. He's a bit wobbly.
Hence the name, I suppose, isn't it?
Yes, exactly. That's why he's called Benny Shakes. So.
Well, I don't know if you're aware of the new middle section to Mr. Badger's show for season 3, which is Mr. Badger's Corner of Love. And what I'll do is I get the guest on, we get some questions in, or I just ask a question directly, which is what I'm going to do this week, because I'd like to know, Monty, I'd like to know, how hard is it to find love as a
Oh, do you know what? It's easier than I thought. It's quite easy to find love. Maintaining love is a bit more difficult because then when they work out how autistic, when they work out your problems with the autism, that's when they tend to like go, nah, all right, he doesn't get things, so I'm not going to bother. But pretty much.
I take it, do you have a partner?
Yes, I do.
And is she, I forgive the term, is she like a normal human being, or does she have needs of her own?
She's normal. She's normal. Yeah.
Because I tend to find that, again, that I've got many friends that are like autistic and in relationships. And it's weird, like an autistic person with another autistic person can be either an absolute dream or, oh my God, because it's not like I think people see autism and think Rain Man, you know, and like, oh well, they're all the same. They all just do this. But autism is such a wide arc, such a wide range that one person and another person can be completely different, which can wind them up the wall, really, can't it?
Oh God! Or even if you're too similar, like if you both have communication problems and trying to fucking communicate, like then you bang your head against the wall, then you act like Rain Man, because it could be really. I've dated probably one person with autism, and that was particularly difficult because we just never properly communicate. It was a nightmare. Whereas my current partner, she's pretty good at sort of like being very clear with me about things, and that's what I need, just a bit of clarity.
That's lovely. Yeah, so it does sort of show that, like, you know, there's still someone out there for everybody, even maybe a horrifically burnt 65-year-old badger. No, okay.
Maybe. Yeah. But just work on your demeanour a bit. I think you'll be fine.
I can't be any demeanour, I tell you. I'm as mean as I can be, I think. But what I wanted to think about as well was like I'm not touching on anything at the moment, police, if you're listening. No, but talking about Rain Man. It seems to be that, like, when the media portrays an autistic person, they tend to be, as I said, like that sort of a character, like, what's his name? That one from Big Bang Theory, Sheldon and all that.
Sheldon, yeah.
Yeah, they're almost robotic, aren't they? But it's like talking to yourself. To Natty, I wouldn't know that, you know, you were technically disabled. But it's a disability, and there are many, many different types of autism, aren't there?
Oh, there's loads. It's the spectrum's like this big. You get people who don't even speak on the spectrum, and then you get people like me who won't shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
So,
well, I know some people. It's like you call them non-verbal, don't you, when they don't speak?
Yeah, non-verbal.
Yeah, and there's types as well that, like, you can't touch. You know, trust me, I found them ones. But there's people who, like, they don't like to be touched. They don't like human contact of any kind.
Yeah.
And rather bizarrely, it's like, again, some don't mind hugging animals. Some are petrified of animals. It's a whole different,
And it's actually, it's a term for that. It's hypersensitive, where you're really sensitive to touch, and hyposensitive, when you're not sensitive at all to touch. So, for instance, for me, I can't tell if I've burnt myself. Like, if it's a hot tap and I've scalded myself, it will take me a while to register that. But that's because I'm hardly sensitive at all. So I love affection. And I like loud noises, and I like all of that. Whereas there's some people on the spectrum that really don't. So
what you just said is, like, you love affection, you love being touched, but you can't feel things, like, for a period of time.
Well, yeah, no, if I was to burn myself, there's a delayed reaction. I'd be like, oh crap, I burnt myself. But that's why I need...
Let's just say you were getting out the shower, and, I don't know, someone was in your house, and they snuck in and stuck the cock up your ass. How long would that person have to get away, you know, before you noticed?
I mean, to be honest, I'm unlike most autistic people. I do eye contact, so I think I'd fucking see them before they would get to the shower.
What if your shower's like, I don't know, a white sort of colour, and they sort of blend into it? It's
it's just a fucking ghost. Like, you know, I bet you have. No, do you know what? I think I would feel it. I think I would definitely feel it.
So your type of autism doesn't affect your anus?
It does. I mean, if you shoved,
you've got an autistic anus.
Oh, yeah, pretty much. Talks a lot of shit as well, but
dear.
I would feel it definitely.
Oh well, that's sad news. But we'll try and get towards some more positive news towards the end of the podcast, which is, I know everybody talks about the negative sides of disability, and in your case, autism. Could you give us some positives to being an autistic person in 2021?
Well, do you know what? us autistics are not bad comedians, because you know what you want is a comedian to go on about themselves for 10 minutes straight without another way conversation. And autistic people are brilliant at that. We can sit there and chat for 10 minutes and not give a shit about what anyone is. Well, we can't read the room, so we'll just say what we want. We're unfiltered, so we make quite good comedians sometimes. But yeah, actually comedy has really helped me. So actually, book an autistic onto your comedy night if anyone's listening. So we're quite good.
Well, you get to tick a box as well, then, don't you? You get to be a new woke promoter if you go like, look, I've got one.
I've got the token spaz.
That's it. Yeah. I didn't want to book one of them blacks or a woman, so I got one of these instead. That's... Oh dear. I think I might be autistic.
I think you might be many things, Badger, but
yeah.
Don't put me in the same category as you. No.
I like to call it being multi-talented.
I think that's an interesting word to use for you. Certainly multi comes into it, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, talented, I think, is subjective, I think. It depends what you see as talent, really, doesn't it?
I've got like a big circle of skills, haven't I? Like, you know, like I'm part of a big ring, you could say.
Are you now?
Yeah,
I bet you're part of a big ring.
Yeah.
I bet you like big rings as well, though.
No, I like them little and tight. That's the best way for me.
I set you up for that, didn't I?
Yes, you did. But what about in everyday life? Would you say that maybe, I don't know, I'm surmising here, maybe as a child life was tricky as an autistic kid? Would you say, like, as an autistic adult there's benefits? No, and I'm not talking about the government.
Well, do you know what? That too. I did. But I don't know. Yeah, I think we have a really focused way of looking at things. So in relation to my job, I'll be able to tell something's going on quite quickly. With kids are struggling, I'll be able to I know what's going on, I can help them, and do you know what I mean? But we have a good focus for something, and so we're very dedicated, we're very committed at what we do, we're very passionate about what we do. So yeah, I think if that focus can really help.
That's
so
it.
Yeah,
I know sometimes people do say that, like, you know, autistic people shutter off certain parts of the world and sort of, as you say, focus. They say, like, you know, over concentrate on one tiny detail. But in certain industries, that can be ideal, can't it? You know.
I mean, yeah, it can be. I mean, if I'm all honest, I don't know what type of detail to focus on with you, because I think there's so many.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I get a lot of sensory overload with the badge. I will admit.
Yeah, people get a lot of sensory overload. All different, like not just autistic people. Lots of people just go, please get away from me. I can't handle this anymore, including my probation officer. So
I can't.
No. Anyway, I think I fluffed your name. So what's your proper name, Sadie?
Mark.
I've cut out his proper name. Monty Gombob. So it's been lovely having you on, Monty. Is there anything you'd like to plug while you're here, like any nights you're doing or whatever, or podcasts?
Yes.
Blah, blah, blah.
So I run a disability and mental health comedy night, which is on the 27th of August, and on the 3rd of September it's called Laugh Able. 27th of August we have Graham Whistler headlining, so that's a big of fun, and then September the 3rd we have Kate Lovelock headlining. So please come along to those nights, unless your name is Badger.
Yeah, I would say you couldn't afford me, but we both know that's bullshit.
You couldn't pay me enough.
No. But it's been lovely natting to you, matey, and hopefully we'll bump into each other on the circuit soon.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, I'd say that. See, autistic people can do sarcasm.
Yeah, the thing is, you won't know that you bumped into me. You'll just find your wallet's gone missing. Anyway, say goodbye to the boys and girls, Mark.
Bye.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Well, that was a noisy end, wasn't it? Not very good for an autism episode. But if you've enjoyed, well, anything about this, I'd suggest getting help. But if you've enjoyed it, please like it, rate it if it's on your podcast thingy. Share it with friends or people you don't like. And why not subscribe, because there's interesting stuff every month. Ta-da!